Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Dun, dun. It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hello again. My name is Beaton. I'm a pop culture loving raccoon, and welcome back to this latest installment of Trash Can Tidbits. Since you guys loved my debut video from last week, let's dive right back in with 10 random facts for this week. Now before I start, I'd like to see what you, the audience, would like to have discussed in a future video. If you have any suggestions for any movies or TV shows or whatnot discussed with a fact or two, or perhaps even another theme list, please leave a comment down below. With that said, let's jump right back in. Fact 1. Did you know that the character of Evelyn in the Mummy movie franchise is a possible reference to the man who helped discover the tomb of King Tut, which inspired the original 1932 version of the Mummy? The man who financed the expedition was George Herbert, aka Lord Carnarvon, who mysteriously died after the expedition, the victim of the apparent curse of the mummy. In the 1999 version, Evelyn's last name is Carnahan, which pays a sly homage to this, and even in her line to Brendan Fraser's character that her father was a very famous explorer. Fact 2. Did you know before Johnny Weissmuller was cast to play the role of Tarzan in the 1930s, another champion athlete was selected? All-American football star and Olympic shot put champion Herman Briggs was the first choice to play Tarzan, but shortly before filming began, a shoulder injury prevented him from taking the role, paving the way for the 5-time Olympic swimming champion. Interestingly enough, Briggs would later go on to play Tarzan in a few films and serials of the 1930s, and would change his name in 1940 to Bruce Bennett, where he continued to appear in many short films and full-length features, from The Three Stooges to The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Fact 3. Did you know that the songs Hopelessly Devoted to You and You're the One That I Want from Grease were not originally in the stage show, but were written specifically for the movie? The former was written exclusively for Olivia Newton-John when it was decided the Australian superstar singer needed a strong ballad, and the latter song was written as a duet between John and her leading man John Travolta to replace a previous song from the stage show called All Shook Up. Apparently, the director of the film, Randall Kleiser, did not like You're the One That I Want or the title song Grease, but he was forced to use them. Fact 4. Did you know the 1998 video release of the stage musical Cats notably used 2 original cast members from the London and Broadway versions, as well as featuring a veteran British actor of stage and screen? From the London cast was Elaine Page, the original Grisabella, and from the Broadway cast was Ken Page, no relation to Elaine, as Old Deuteronomy. And last but not least, appearing as Gus the theater cat was Sir John Mills, a legendary British stage actor who starred in many films such as Great Expectations and Swiss Family Robinson. Mills was also the father of actress Hayley Mills, the star, or rather stars, of Disney's original version of The Parent Trap. Fact number 5. Did you know, also appearing in that same video production of Cats, was an actress and dancer who was notably eaten by a Star Wars monster? Playing the part of Exotica the cat, Femi Taylor had previously appeared as Jabba the Hutt's slave girl Ula, who had the misfortune of pissing off the obese crime lord and was subsequently eaten by the Rancor in Return of the Jedi. In fact, by the time Cats came around over a decade later, Taylor was still in such amazing shape that George Lucas called her back to film some new footage of Ula in the Rancor pit for the Star Wars Special Edition. Fact 6. Did you know the term cutscene, as we know it today, was coined by a designer who worked for LucasArts? The term was first used in the game Maniac Mansion, designed by Ron Gilbert, and was in fact used by Gilbert himself as a command to skip a scene in the game and save the player's progress. Maniac Mansion is the first video game to have such scenes in the middle of gameplay. Today, the term is used to describe a video game's cinematics. Number 7. Did you know Tom York of the band Radiohead recently made his film composing debut with the 2018 remake of the horror film Suspiria? Before this, he provided songs for movie soundtracks with his fellow Radiohead members Jonny Greenwood and Phil Selway, who had already ventured into film composing before York did. Greenwood has provided the scores for the films of Paul Thomas Anderson, such as The Master and There Will Be Blood. Selway wrote music for smaller projects such as the 2017 independent film Let Me Go. Fact number 8. Did you know that writing the musical score for the film E.T. the Extraterrestrial was a definitive moment for composer John Williams? It has been universally acknowledged that one of E.T.'s high points is its musical score, which Williams originally had trouble writing due to his inability to have the music match the film. For the film's ending, Steven Spielberg ended up turning the film off and convinced Williams to conduct the orchestra if he were conducting at a concert, and he did. Spielberg ended up re-editing the ending of the film to match the music, and the rest is history. Fact number 9. Did you know the hit Tecmo Koei game franchise Dynasty Warriors is the action equivalent of an existing game series by the same company? The series is called Romance of the Three Kingdoms and is a strategy series based on a Chinese historical novel of the same name. Similarly, Tecmo Koei has another action franchise that was the direct equivalent of a strategy series, this being Samurai Warriors, which is a spin-off of a game called Nobunaga's Ambition. All these games are loosely based on historical events in Chinese and Japan, respectively. Fact number 10. Did you know that actor Tom Hardy has notably portrayed 3 notorious British criminals who have actually been at the same prison together at one time? Hardy first gained his popularity through a 2008 movie called Bronson, where he plays Michael Peterson, a violent prisoner who spends his life in solitary confinement and who later changes his name to Charles Bronson after the actor of the same name. In 2015, Hardy played the dual roles of the notorious East Side criminals, the Kray twins, Ronnie and Reggie, in the film Legend. Interestingly enough, Bronson and the already incarcerated Kray twins were friends with each other when the former was moved to Pankhurst Prison in Britain in the 1970s. So there you go. I really hope you like this video and that it gives you a little more insight into more of the random trivia that I'm known for on FurAffinity. Did you like this? Did you learn something new? If you have any neat tidbits or constructive criticism that you want to share with me for a future video, please drop a comment. And always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.